I want to now bring in someone who knows a lot about the case and the custody dispute at the center of it. William Jewell is an attorney whose firm represented Veronica Butler's ex, Wrangler Rickman. Thank you so much, Mr. Jewell, for being with me tonight. This is such a complicated tale, and it's just so incredibly sad. But let me just start with your reaction to the extraordinary details that were listed in those 4 arrest affidavits.
Thank you for having me. I have read the affidavits. I cannot comment on them. So to be clear, we did not represent Wrangler Rickman. Mr. Stephen Jones and myself, we represented Tiffany Adams in the paternity case.
It's interesting because I was always under the impression that you represented her son, but that Tiffany was paying the bills. Was there any sort of truth to the fact that she had to cover her son's legal wranglings and custody problems?
Well, Wrangler had an attorney before Tiffany hired us. I do not know what their payment arrangement was, but we represented Tiffany herself.
So listen, it's really hard to report this story because so many people around town told us in whispered, hushed tones that Tiffany Adams was a dangerous woman and that they feared Tiffany Adams, feared so much what Tiffany Adams was capable of that they would not speak to us on camera or let us use their names. All they would say is, look out and be careful and don't go out there alone. Does that square at all with the woman that you know?
Not at all. Every time I met with Tiffany, she was always very, very nice, respectful, on time to the office. One thing I think that's important here is that the custody case was in Cimarron County, which is the county west of Texas County. And Cimarron County is about the furthest west that you can get, quite literally, before hitting New Mexico if you're in Oklahoma. Boise City is the county seat, and it is right on the New Mexico line. So in general, it's difficult to litigate a lawsuit in Cimarron County. You have to pay an attorney to drive 5 hours. So the nearest bigger city is Woodward. That's 4 hours away from Boise City. So you have all these extra costs added on top of the litigation, and it's just difficult to do. But
can I ask you, Mr. Jewell, can I ask you something? You said that your client, and I have to sort of reimagine this interview because your client, in my estimation, was the son. She was just paying the bills, but now you're saying you literally represented Tiffany. And you said that she was showed up on time, that she was kind, that she was polite. But there are claims in an affidavit against her that her own son made, saying that she threatened his life. She threatened to put a pistol to his head if she didn't do the things that he wanted. And there's several claims made that she was violent in the threats that she made to get her own way. There are also claims that she would not let her son see or visit with his own children. How do you respond to that?
Well, you have to understand that custody cases are always contentious, and there's always allegations thrown from one side to the other. We did not find any evidence that she had threatened her son or anything along those lines. Also,
custody is usually brutal between mom and dad fighting over the kids, not usually between dad and his mom fighting against the other party. That's why this is so weird, right? Like, dad is claiming his own mom, who should be on his side, is making death threats against him and not letting him see his own kids. They should be in unison against the other party that they're trying to get custody from, which is now the long-suffering and very sad and late Veronica.
Well, I totally agree. That's not quite the direction it took, but I really can't comment on a whole lot of information about the paternity case. But it was contentious, that's for sure.
Let me ask you this. One of the claims, and this is hard to, obviously, I get it. I completely understand, William, that in a custody case, people will often say anything. They want their kids more than anything, right? So they will often throw any kind of allegation out there, and it takes a long time to sort of come up with the evidence to, substantiate it. But one of the claims that was made in all of this that allowed those children to be in the custody of Tiffany Adams was that their own mother had a brother or a stepbrother or a half-brother who had, quote, raped the children. Did you ever come up with any substantiated evidence that that was true? Because he has never been arrested, and I would think if there's a man raping 2 young children, there'd be an arrest.
Can't speak directly to that question because I was very involved in the case. But I will say that public court documents exist, which you could find that describe the issues in the paternity case.
Yeah. That's the problem. They're sealed, which is why we get people like you to get to as close to the details as we can, because it's very confounding. Just one last question. Are you surprised that these 4 people have been arrested along with your client?
I really can't talk about that.
Understand.
Yeah, Tiffany was always a great client, and so that's all I can say.
William Jewell, we'll have to see where the evidence takes us. I do appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.